So today we're going to be solving question number 15. This is from the SAT number 17. This is the QAS test from April 2019. So the question reads, the main purpose of the fourth paragraph, this is lines 26 through 42, is to do something. So main purpose here, the way to solve this is to go back to the fourth paragraph that's mentioned, go back to the lines 26 through 42, which is going to be up here. And what we're going to try to do is just basically, let's try that again. Good. And what we're going to try to do is just figure out what is this passage about. So when thinking about purpose, we're just thinking sort of what is the overall content, what is the overall idea of this passage, and then choose an answer choice that will match that. So here, just to give a little bit of context, we're introduced to this scientist here, Fernbach. Basically, he's trying to answer this question about, is it possible to shake people's deep-rooted political convictions? And so he's designing this experiment, right? He ran a series of lab experiments to test this idea. And then we get this passage. So it starts by saying they started by recruiting, and it explains who they recruited. Then it says that the volunteers indicated how strong they felt about each issue. Okay. Then the volunteers were instructed to write elaborate explanations. And then it gives an example of that. And then it says they were not asked for value judgments about the policy or about the environment or business, but only for a highly detailed description of the mechanics of the policy in action. So basically what this paragraph is doing here is sort of just explaining the design of the experiment. And this is very common when we're talking about science passages from the SAT, where you'll get a whole paragraph sort of about the methodology of the experiment. So we start by giving maybe a general idea of a topic, then we start by introducing the scientists and their hypothesis and research questions, then we're introduced to the design of the study before we get to the conclusion. And this whole paragraph here, the way it's grouped together, is really just all about the design and the methodology of the experiment. So if we go down to the answer choices, we want to find one that's going to match that. So A says that the fourth paragraph provides support for a theory. And that's not really a good answer choice because we haven't, there's really no theory yet that's being proposed. There is a hypothesis and a thesis, but we're not even to the conclusion yet. The only thing that we've seen so far is methodology. So I think we can get rid of A. B says that the fourth paragraph defends the need for a research study. So this would be true if the passage was, or the paragraph was basically saying, here's the reasons why we need the research study, because if we show this, then we can show that, and we need this to show that, etc. We don't really get that dynamic, so we can get rid of B. C says that the purpose is to outline the specifics of an experiment. I think this is pretty good. This pretty much matches what we said about the fourth paragraph being used to basically understand the methodology of the experiment, so outline the specifics, or to give the methodology of it or the design. I think that's pretty good. D says to discuss the complexity of a particular issue. Not really what we get. It is a complex issue, but nowhere in the fourth paragraph are they sitting down and sort of talking about why it's complex and looking specifically at the complexity of that issue. So for that reason, I think we can get rid of D. And that's going to leave us with answer choice C, which is our correct answer for question number 15.